Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video on Gran Turismo 7. We're back with the Toyota Gazoo Racing GT Cup highlights at Spa in Super Formula. Now, there was a bit of controversy with regards to this race, with regards to the way that the game is handled in esports, the cross-play between PS4 and PS5, and in general penalty system and a lot of other system in the game. So we did two races. First race today, again, qualifying, just couldn't hook a lap up at all in qualifying. Ended up down in, I think, P10 or 11 or something like that. Yeah, P10. You see a 49.7. Not a particularly great lap. But traction control on for the start. We want to get a good start. Second gear for the start. And boosting straight away so that we get a nice start. And we actually get a really, really good start. You can see better than quite a few other drivers. And we're going to go to the left-hand side of the track and try and go around the outside. Now, obviously, this is always going to happen. We get hit a little bit. A lot of contact going on there, but we managed to get through there and we gained quite a few positions. We're up into P8, so not a bad start. Now, one thing that's very strange is the standing start. No false start check. Very baffling why that's not on there, but yeah, this is how it is. Now we're going to work our way down the straight and now into turn one. Now we've got a massive slipstream and we're using that boost as well. Now there was a glitch with the boost, add to the bugs within this game at the moment. There's a glitch with that boost, which we'll talk about in a minute. But as we come through, we brake late but just about make the corner, but then we get hit from behind and then all chaos breaks loose, and then into this corner everyone it's just chaos. I have to say, just look at this going behind us, penalties everywhere, cars spinning off, and yeah, I think some of it is down to possibly a bit of desync, but I think a lot of that was just down to overly aggressive driving there, people going way too fast into a corner. So let's have a little look at the problem at the moment. We've got the ricochet effect still going on. Look at that purple car hit into the green car, then he hits into everyone, and I think it was a 4-car ricochet effect on that. So the car behind this green one hit him, he hit another car, then that car hit another car, and we all go off in the corner. Now luckily for us, penalties, cars going off everywhere, we're back up to P13 and there's more penalties ahead of us, so absolute chaos. Now this car was really strange. On GT Sport this car was a really nice car to drive. On this it's still nice, however there's a really strange thing with tyre wear with the rears where it almost becomes undrivable through certain corners. But is it a bug or is it just that we were on soft tyres? Now, if you look at real life Formula 1 cars, this is not a Formula 1 car, to make that clear. This is a Super Formula car. This is a lot less aero than a Super Formula 1 car. A lot less speed, probably 6 to 7 seconds slower in lap as we go through the penalty chaos there as we're up into P8. This shows you what sort of chaos is going on. But yeah, this car is obviously not anything like a Formula 1 car, so do not confuse it with an F1 car, but it's still pushing out quite high downforce, and maybe 8 laps on soft tyres pushing, I don't know, maybe it'll do a bit more than that, I'm not too sure. But we're going to skip ahead to lap 2 now, and then as we're coming through we go a little bit wide on the curb. That's my fault. We went onto the green Astro and we do the spin, a nice 360 there, back on the track and down to P11. So first slot of the day going pretty terrible. Now we had done no practice in the race at all, hadn't driven any fuel practice at all, only done a bit of time trial because it went on very late. We didn't expect this race to go ahead. Now we're going to skip ahead to lap 5. We managed to catch up the group in front of us and we're going to get a big slipstream of P11. Now this is going to show you one of the big concerns I have with regards to this game being esports ready, especially in high speed cars. Look at P11 and look at the rubber banding going on. Now rubber banding is when the car goes backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards. You can see it happening. So on this straight now you can see his car going backwards and then it's going nearer to us, and again you're going to see it now. Look how close he goes there. I have to go to the right, he goes to the right, and I don't think that was his fault. I personally think that is just a game issue with desync between PS4 and PS5 with the lag, because when we watch it again you can see that he clearly sees us being further back than we are, but because of the rubber banding effect we just shoot forward. So watch it from this view, you can see how I shoot forward. Watch, shoot forward there because of the rubber banding. He goes to try and avoid and nothing we can do. It was a little bit late on defense, but even then I think if he was on PS5 and I was on PS5 that wouldn't have happened. I don't think he would have even gone defensive there. I think that he would have saw that I was going for the move, but we decided to go again. That race was a write-off and we're going to go again for another effort. Again, qualified P10. Now this time forgot to put traction control on, so an awful start, no traction control. And again, we're going to try and go around the outside. Now we brake really late here and get quite a good exit off the corner and just about avoid that car. And again, we're up into I think it's P9 there. So we gained a position even with that terrible start. Now as we come through here, just watch the absolute chaos at the top of the hill. This is a huge crash behind us. So as we look behind us, a car off already, another car off, and look in the distance there. Absolute chaos. Now let's have another little look at that again, because That was a really big crash. So taking a look here, we're going to watch it in slow motion. There's a car off. He slides. There's a car off already as well. There's about 4 or 5 cars involved in this. You can see cars going everywhere into the barrier. Massive crash. And yeah, this is what was going on with this combination because of the way the car handled. However, I do think there was some dodgy driving in there as well. So a penalty there for Antonio. Not quite sure what that 2 seconds was for maybe trying to do an overtake. And this again highlighting an issue with the penalty system, as we actually give Matu a bit of a tap there, not on purpose, but luckily didn't get a penalty for that one. But Antonio, I have no idea why he's just been given a 2-second penalty. I cannot for the life of me think why. Again, penalty system, PD, it's not looking great at the moment. I do think they need to do some major work on it. Now, some people argue this is better than having no penalty system. I'm not so sure. It's a hard one. I see the arguments for people in lower lobbies and the chaos in them, but sometimes I think, yeah, was GT Sport a lot less stressful with no penalty system? Probably. But yeah, again, as we come through here, we're going to see yellow flags out as the car spun on the corner, and we're now up into P6. Absolute crazy stuff. Antonio takes a penalty. We're now up into P5. Another car with a penalty. We're now into P4. So from P10 to P4 in 1 lap. Absolute crazy stuff going on here. But the main take that I'm getting from what we experienced at this combination was this game is not ready for esports. I think this is probably why we're not doing the nations of manufacturer yet. I think it needs a lot of work. I really think they're going to sort it. I have faith that they're going to get there eventually. It's just how long are they going to take? It needs a lot of work. There's a lot of server issues, latency issues, lag, car performance, BOP issues, penalty system issues. There's a lot of stuff, even physics. Some of the physics still feel very weird in high-speed cars. I think they've got a lot of work to do to get this ready to be used as an esports title. At the moment, the potential is massive. And when I mean massive, I mean there's so much fun to be had. Look at the Spa race we had, the high-speed ring race we had in Group 3 and in Group 4, respectively. They were brilliant and entertaining races and not many issues. But certain issues are bringing up clear and present issues with the game that need to be resolved. Now, we're not just going to suck up to PD. I'm going to tell them how it is. This game needs work. Esports is not ready on this game, in my personal opinion. Now, I believe that the Toyota Cup is going ahead purely because it was contracted in to go ahead. I don't think they had a physical choice whether this goes ahead or not. I think it was just contracted. They couldn't say no. Hence why the manufacturing nations hasn't started yet. Let's hope they do not start anytime soon because I don't think it's ready. But you can see in this race, we're going to skip ahead now to lap 3, and you can see we're still in P4. Now we're getting caught up by P5, and you can see I've run out of boost, and we're going to talk about the boost issue because this car also had a boost glitch where it kept regenerating when it shouldn't do that. This car, in real life, you have a set amount. Once it's gone, that's it. You do not get any more usage of it, but they decided to go ahead with the glitch still in the game, and I think that probably added to the chaos of the race with everyone using as much boost as possible. So, again, multiple issues with the game, and we're going to get overtaken here now. You can see he's got the boost. I haven't got the boost to defend. Now he does a really nice overtake around the outside here. We try and hold the inside. We make sure we give him space because I didn't want to run him off the track, and he takes that move. But just look at the lag. I'm guessing this driver is on possibly PS4 because the way his car was moving through the corner and the lag there, you can see it's just stuttering around a lot. Probably a PS4 user, and this is what we've worked out. You can normally see the difference between a PS5 and a PS4 user in the way their car moves around on the track. But we've also got Miro behind us again now. We had a great battle with Miro in Group 3 around this track. And yeah, I'm presuming a lot of these drivers would have done a fair bit of practice with fuel. We had done none. We just got into this race with a bit of time trial practice and hope for the best. And you can tell that my pace in the race wasn't particularly great. But one thing I tried to do for this race was just keep the car on the track, because we had worked out from that first race, you don't have to be particularly fast. As long as you keep the car facing the right direction without crashing, it's very likely you're going to get a solid result out of it. Now at the moment we're in P5, we're doing all right. If we can sit in, finish in the top 5, we're going to get some pretty good points at this combo. Now we've got the boost here, you can see getting massive boost. We're going to go back for a move because he's run out of boost now, and we've got it because it regenerates every 90 seconds or so. So into this corner, a bit of contact there, and then we're going to try and give him space on the outside, but we've got Miro on our left as well now. We're going almost free wide now into turn 1. Who's going to come out ahead here? So we get ahead of the car on the right, and we're going to brake as late as possible down to first gear, rotate the car, and we managed to take that position and up into P4. Now we've got Miro right behind us there now. We've luckily still got a bit of boost, but Miro is going to get the boost and that slipstream to try and go back past us. Now you're going to see the big effect of having the boost and the slipstream at the same time. You see he's gone to the left, he's going to go all the way around the left hand side. Now this is so much easier to drive with someone that's on a PS5 as well. You can see I'm pretty sure that Miro's on a PS5, and you can see there's hardly any lag. You can see that we're going to let him go here, he goes through, and just look how much smoother Miro's car looks because we're both on PS5. Now this is what I'm saying, you can clearly see a difference between a PS5 user and a PS4 user in the way the car behaves on the track. Is this going to be something that PD can solve? I really don't know. Don't know if it's something that can be solved with the servers. I'm not too sure. I'm not technical enough to know if they can even get that sorted. But yeah, there is a clear difference between PS5 racers and PS4 racers. But we're going to go through here, hugging the inside there, and trying to carry as much speed as we can through this left-hand corner. Now that corner was a nightmare. From about lap 5 or 6 onwards, that corner caused a lot of problems because when the tyres started to fade, it really did affect the way the car drives. So now we're going to lap 5, and you can see we're behind Miro again, getting that slipstream, and we haven't got the boost. We've actually run out of boost at this time. You can see the car behind has actually got the boost, and look at the effect he's got there. Again, he's got the boost, slipstream, and just look how easy that was for him to go past, although he does break a little bit late into the corner, but nice easy move. But again, you can see the way the car's moving compared to Miro. The car's stuttering around a lot, it's jolting around, and that is because I'm guessing that car is on a PS4. That's my guess anyway, it looks like it. So again, down to P6, lost a few positions here. We need to try and hold on to P6 really, at least in this race, to get over 300 points, because that was pretty much my target here. Wasn't really worried about where, you know, massive points, just get over 300 points and move on to the next round, which actually we can't do, but I'm going to try and get you a track guide out for anyway, because I won't be available to race that race. But I'm going to try and do my hardest to get you a track guide to help you out for that one, that Suzuka. So yeah, through here, trying to keep it nice and smooth. You can see losing a bit of pace there. We got no boost. This is the way the race went. When you've got no boost, you lose pace, but then when you get it back, you can go a bit faster. Now I was using the boost completely wrong for this race. I should have been saving it a lot more. But as we come through here, we're going to see, I think it's Miro that's going to make it a little bit of a mistake as we come through this right hand corner. We see a yellow flag, and there's Miro. He's made a big spin again on that right hand corner, probably got onto the curb and the gravel, spun the car, and he's back down to P5 right in front of me. So that's going to have affected his rear tyres a little bit in terms of wear, because I noticed that in the first race. After I spun it, the rear tyres were horrible. Every time we went through this long left-hand corner, the car was so twitchy. But at the moment, he's gone through there okay, and you can see we're managing to stay behind him. But now we've got a bit of boost, we can try and get as close as possible to him and hang on to the rear of that car and use some of the slipstream from Miro. Now, one thing I will say about this race was it was probably very entertaining to watch because of the chaos. But in my opinion, I think people would still rather watch good racing and clean and battling rather than just chaos everywhere. So PD, if you're listening, please take a look at what's been going on in these races in terms of penalties, lag, disconnections, stuff like this. It all needs sorting out before we go into anything official for nations and manufacturer. But we're going to go into the braking zone now at the end of lap 6. You can see getting pretty close to Miro there, and we've still got some boost left, so maybe if he hasn't got boost we might be able to get close. But looking at the exit speed that he got there, you could see that he must have boost, because he got a really good exit from that corner with a lot of acceleration. So again, getting very close into the braking zone, starting to figure the car out at this stage. We were starting to get a little bit more used to how to drive it with the fuel on, and I was starting to like understand, you know, in the dirty air how aggressive you could be. So this was all just down to practice. I think if we'd have put a couple of days practice in before this race, we could have had pretty strong race pace. But yeah, with no practice, it just wasn't there. So now into the next one, you can see we're getting the slipstream, we've got a boost. I think Miro's run out of boost there, so I'm going to back off my boost and maybe use some more for another opportunity of an overtake. So again, through here you can see this is all about attacking. Now you cannot attack when following another car, and this brings us into another point that I think probably needs looking at, like in terms of the turbulent air. When you're following another car in these type of cars, I think they've modeled it a little bit too aggressively. I know that it's hard to follow in real life Formula cars, but not this hard. This is like almost losing 10 to 20 miles per hour through corners sometimes. But as we come through here, you see that massive snap from Miro again. His rear tyres couldn't cope with it, and this is an area again that I say we probably needs looking into the physics. As far as I know, an open wheel car probably wouldn't do that as aggressively as that through that corner. I don't think it would just snap like that on the rears. More likely it's get a bit of understeer at this stage as well before it just snap like that. So again, some physics issues they probably need to have a little look into. It's not all physics issues, there is some issues that we're just not used to the car as well, but there is definitely some problems with this car. Now, we managed to go up into P5, on the last lap here. Now we're going to have to go defensive from Antonio's behind us, but he's just not got enough pace to get us into that corner. And now we've got no regeneration on that boost, but we're hoping it's going to regen on this lap. And as we come through here, we have Matu, who has spun off on the final lap, another driver making a mistake. And this is very rare. You very rarely see this amount of errors from drivers in a high ranked lobby like this. But you can see as we go onto the replay camera, we're up into P4, sorry, and we've just got to keep it nice and clean through this long left-hand corner now. Just keep it on the track, make no mistakes, and then as we get back to the back straight, hope that our boost had regenerated. And luckily enough, as we got onto the straight, the last section here, our boost had rebuilt, so this meant I could just use flat-out acceleration for the last sector. So yeah, this was a big help. So through here, onto that boost, and now through this corner, and we got the boost to hold off for P4. So picking up a P4, all we've got to do is that final chicane well now, and we should get some fairly solid points. But overall, race was entertaining in terms of chaos, but in terms of being ready for an esports game, I don't think this game can be called that yet. I think they need to do a lot of work into it, and hopefully they're going to do it. I have faith they're going to get it sorted. I do think they will sort out the problems, because I think there's so much potential in Gran Turismo 7. I've said it 1,000 times. I love this game, but I want it to be better. I want them to improve it. I want them to make a better game for us all. So hopefully they will listen. But yeah, P4, not too shabby. Considering we had no practice, we just kept the car on the track, tried to make as few mistakes as possible, and we come away with actually pretty solid points at the end there. I think we come away with 353 points, which, to be honest, is actually okay points, and what I didn't really expect to get that. So 353 points in the bag there, round 1. Round 2 I can't do, but like I say, I am going to try and get you a track guide done for that, so make sure you keep an eye on the channel. But thanks again for watching, everyone. Do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and let me know in the comment section how your race went at this combination. Bye, everyone.